With the recent COD 4v4 debate, guys, I wanted to bring an extended clip from the duo podcast from NRG, Andy Miller, and Hector Rodriguez. If you guys have not checked it out, please do. If you want more behind the scenes on organizations and the moves they do make or maybe are not making, it's a great, insightful podcast, as Hex and Andy Miller and a lot of other figures in gaming do with these podcasts. Now, we recently talked about the 4v4 competitive debate versus 5v5 for Call of Duty. Hector Rodriguez has now stressed his concerns and his biggest worry if this were to be a thing. If we were to revert from 5v5 competitive Call of Duty for the franchise league to 4v4, he has some pretty major concerns, especially, I would say, as of right now, we do not know if the league will be expanding from 12 teams to 16 or whatever those future plans might be. You also have to think about how exclusive Call of Duty at the top level truly is right now. Right now, it's 60 players. If we don't expand the league and all of a sudden we go down to 4v4, the top-notch level is just 48 players. Seemingly pretty limited.
You know. All right, one more question then on Call of Duty.
Okay.
So lots of, and you'll have to educate me, but lots of tweets and comments about potentially moving from 5-player competitive to 4. Now, if that happens, and granted we don't know about that either, but what's your thoughts on that? And then does that work its way all the way down the line? So will that be what the new game is based on? And that's probably why we don't know.
Dude, that I refuse to talk about it because I don't want to give I don't want to give any gas to something that may or may not be, because a lot of this whole franchising thing threw the entire Call of Duty community into a swirl. The entirety of it. I'm talking about the whole thing. We went from having a shit ton of players to having 60 starters only, right? In the 12 teams.
Best of the best.
Yeah, which means that there are starters out there that are on the bench or aren't even competing to begin with.
And then Hex really further reinstates that he would love to see it, at least in some regard, right? You would love to see that Call of Duty, as many eyes out there, is a better game to watch from a viewership experience and even from a pro experience as well as 4v4, as we've already covered a lot of the responses out there. He would kind of love to see it, but also hate to see it, because it does, of course, it would shift everything, right? When you think about every single team out there, who would the 5th player to be dropped? He says the Huntsman would be fine, those characters over there, but still, it does really make you question, if this were to happen, how much would change? It would be so drastic and so condemning, at least for 12 pro players out there, given the current state of Call of Duty League.
Such up-and-coming talent, and you and immediately you point at Awakening, you point at Draza or Hazard backwards. I just realized that, and Howl, right? That they just got picked up by Optic, and they're performing insanely well. You look at those hot up-and-coming talent, and then you think to yourself, okay, what happens to the veterans, right? What happens to the veterans that still have a place right now? You look at how they've been performing. They look at and it sort of gets enhanced, and it's a dog-eat-dog world out there. A lot of people call this Call of Duty community, or this Call of Duty franchise thing, a league of friendships, which is fine, right? I've never been one to shy away from my friendships with any of my players or anything. Yeah, it's a league of friendships, sure, to some extent, but people do get people do get held accountable for what they do. So I get worried for veterans, right, who didn't perform well this year, who have high salary, and then you have these young up-and-coming talent that can get you championships, but they don't cost 12, as much as the people with the large followings.
And there's 12, and you're saying there's 12 less spots at a minimum.
Yeah, dude, think about
at
that.
a minimum.
I know my team's safe, obviously. Like my team's good, but I don't know. I get nervous. I get twitchy. I get itchy, man. I don't know. I want to know what happens, but I don't want to experience it. I sort of want to close my eyes and open and say, what happened? But I don't know.
Right.
Would it be better? Look, Call of Duty, in my opinion, was always meant to be played in a 4v4 setting. That's just my thing.
There was a lot of that. A lot of people just be like, it'll be better at 4-4.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. It seems like such a drastic change. I kind of, at least in my opinion, I agree with Benson and his stance on this. What it was many months ago on the CODcast. I don't think that the infrastructure is going to change. It's so heavily based around 5v5 competitive as of right now for these organizations. 7 to 10 players, all of these rule sets and all of this infrastructure built behind a 5v5 concept. If it were to change, it would be such, I don't know, to me, feasibility-wise, I don't think it's going to happen, but it certainly could based off all the rumors we've heard so far. It's a coin flip, right? Would you guys like to see it? Would you want to see it? And if it does, though, does the league need to expand to kind of, of course, help further players out there not be eliminated from the top level of Call of Duty? I don't know. I don't know those answers, guys, but definitely an interesting talking point does continue thanks to Hector Rodriguez, who does think, he might be thinking it's a possibility, and it might be a great thing for some people, but not so great for others. It's certainly a debatable point out there. Until next time, you guys know what to do. All right? Hydrate. I'll see you guys back here sometime soon.